Looks like we're heading into the end. So getting close to the end of Saratoga. Hopefully it's been good to you so far. I'm actually really looking forward to Belmont. I find the turf courses there a little bit more, I don't know, predictable, handicapable. I don't know. Anyways, I like Belmont. But we'll get through Saratoga and a couple of good races today, I think. Looking like a good week weather-wise, hopefully. So to kick things off on Wednesday, we'll take a look at a couple of the grassy races today. In race number 4 going, I've got one watch list horse in here, going a mile and the 16th for the non-2 allowance types. Now this is on the inner turf, and we have learned that you need to be somewhere on the inside of the inner turf or you kind of lose all chance. Unfortunately, when the track dictates the results, that's just the way it goes, but you have to factor it in. So the watch list horse is number 7, Lake Lucerne. I really liked that last start of Lake Lucerne. We'll get there eventually. There she is. I thought that she ran on really, really well. She was wide. I wrote down on my list that she needed more ground. So she does get some more ground today. She's going a mile here. She's got too far back. She gets the mile and the 16th today. That definitely helps. It's not that she hasn't been that far since coming here, a mile and an eighth. I thought she was a little bit one-paced on this day. She didn't really do much at Churchill. But I don't know. I still don't know if she fits at this level, but I am willing to take a chance because I do think you should get about 6-1 on her. So I'm putting her in the ticket for sure. You know, obviously like the 8-horse Clara Peters, I'm kind of against her today, to be honest. I think she's going to be overbet. She's been off for forever. It's been a year. It's not that Brad Cox doesn't do these kind of layoffs really well. He does. But I think if you're going to beat her, today is the day, and I'd be willing to take a chance. You know, when she first came over racing at Fairgrounds, she was supposed to win this day. She was 2-1 and got beat in neck. So yeah, to me, it's like today's the day to try to beat her. You'd be crazy to leave her out of any kind of horizontal wagers, but in terms of exactas and stuff, I'd be more than willing to relegate her to the second position or even right out of it. The 6-horse In a Hurry I find slightly more appealing. Shug does well with these kind of horses, and she's run well off layoffs before. He had her from September to January. She came out and won there. And then a year off here, February to February. She finished well there. She finished 3rd, beaten 2 at Gulfstream. So she's coming off a much shorter layoff here. Works are consistent. I think she's well met. I like her as the one to beat. The 6 on top of the 7, reluctantly the 8. And I'm looking at the 4 a little bit too, depending on what the odds are. 5-2 to me would be way too low. The Mike Maker stable, I mentioned the other day that I kind of felt that he was slowing down a bit. I looked up the stat. He's 2 wins out of his last 32 starters. So that barn is a bit tepid right now. Race number 7, sticking with the grassy theme. This is sprint though, 5.5 furlongs. This should be a good dash. Like this race is tough. It's the fillies, a non-1. I'm going to kind of play in the middle here. There's the 6-horse Tis a Play, I think is a major player in here. Or Tis a Pity, sorry. Tis a Pity was entered in a claimer. I do hold that against her, but she'd been off over a year, and maybe they were just taking an edge because now you fit all these wonderful starter races. So that's not a bad thing to have in your back pocket. You know, if you're ever going to take an edge and take a risk of not losing one and opening things up for them, that's when you do it off a year off. I like Rosario riding. Obviously, Rosario sprinting on the turf is, well, that cat's out of the bag, right? The 7, Big Al's Gal. This last race was good. This puts her right in the mix of things here. Again, where is she from class standpoint? Chris Englehart, I mean, she was a 16 claimer at Aqueduct in the winter. Nobody took her, but since then she's kind of just held her own. I mean, horses can't read the program. I like her sprinting. I thought that these races, obviously they were just too far for her, but boy, she kind of put it together here. Didn't beat Jill's a Hot Mess. I'm a little against Jill's a Hot Mess. I don't think she's going to get a nice go of it from the inside post position. She does have enough speed to kind of get away, but I just want to be against her today. There's just something about her that I really don't like. I'm not saying she can't finish top 3 or something, but I'm definitely not playing her to win. The 7, Big Al's Gal was the one I was just talking about, Chris Englehart, and also the other one I want to put in is the 10-horse Show Me the Honey. Show Me the Honey last out, coming off of an okay run. Again, another one that's going to turn back in distance. I think this might be more her thing. You can see her debut start at 6 furlongs. She was really able to put it together and punch late. You know, it's a natural tendency to, you know, trainers want to do it, owners want to do it, like put them longer. They need more ground because they're, you know, just they're running on at the end. They're not getting there. But you give them more ground, they start to just become really one-paced. She did have a little traffic trouble last time out. Adds Lasix today. Michelle Nevin, just the one win so far, but you know, she's more than competent. So that one's another one. Saez will ride her. So looking at 6, 7, and 10 in race number 7. One more race, we'll go right to the last race. Staying with the grassiness theme, 1 mile and 1/16 for the New York Maiden Allowance horses. This race is flat out hard. I mean, the favorites are likely to come from the outside. I do like the one. I think the race goes through Akushla, Jorge Abreu and Luis Saez teaming up. She has a tough time getting to the races, but she is just a 3-year-old. I'm holding that against her a little bit. They tried to get her kind of involved after that May start. You can see her work in early June, and then that bumped her out of action until the end of June. 2 works in July, 2 works in August. So I hate this work pattern, but the fact that Saez landed here, of all the, you know, other horses he may have had a choice of, maybe he didn't have anybody else and he just wanted to ride. So, but I'll look at her. She's definitely not a slam dunk, not even close. The 10, Love Victoria. Love Victoria trying the grass for the first time. This is a pretty good Pletcher maneuver. She definitely is the distance horse in here. You know, pedigree suggests that everything should be fine for her handling the grassy surface. They tried to get her over there last time out. Just about resulted in her maiden win too on an off the turf race, and Rosario Sticks. The 12, Lady Thornhill, my 3rd choice. I'm really not sure what kind of trip she got. I have no idea what she even is yet. Like, is she a front runner like she was last time? Is she an off the pace horse? I don't know. You know, when you're Jose Ortiz and you see this, you use her speed early. You try to, because you got post 12 anyway, so you try to get position early. She's been away for a long time, but David Donk can surprise with those kind of horses from time to time. So Chad Brown couldn't be any hotter right now. Needless to say. Todd's horses are running well. Christophe Clement continues to just quietly put together. He's got some really nice horses, some really nice babies that I'm looking forward to seeing in the near future. So yeah, Mike Maker a little slower right now. It happens. It's the roller coaster of racing. Have an excellent Wednesday. We'll check in with you again tomorrow.